YouTube? Hola, mis amores. Welcome back to my channel. It's Ruth. If you're new here, welcome, bienvenidas. If you're old, if you're returning, welcome again. If you don't know, my name is Ruth. I am a pianist, I am a composer, I'm a teacher, and I'm an artist. And I like to do YouTube on the side. I've been getting tons of messages most recently on my videos of how to become a better player, or how can I be a strong player. I know a lot of people have just been asking, how can I develop my skills as a better player? What techniques, tips, and tricks can you give us to really become this awesome, great, beautiful, amazing player? So I'm here today to help you guys with all of those questions and really give you some practical tips that you can use. Because everybody's situation and everybody's level is going to be difficult, these tips are more so practical and are basically going to be your baseline and foundation to really become a better player. So let's hop right into it. Make sure you grab a snack, stay for a while, and yeah, let's just have some fun. So tip number one. Tip number one would be just go for it. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Even if you do, being a strong player is more of a mental game than it is a physical. So you have to actually get over the thought of fear of making mistakes. And you're going to have to learn how to play kind of unapologetically. That's how I would describe it. So don't be afraid to go for those big notes. Don't be afraid to hit notes on the piano, even if they're wrong. Just don't be afraid to take it there. Don't be afraid to take it there in a physical way, but it also starts mentally, right? Like, don't be afraid, of avoiding notes, right? Especially in passages. Like, the more you avoid it, the more that you'll have fear for it. So you might as well just go for it. So that's tip number one. Tip number two is you need to develop a who cares attitude. So by this, I mean, nobody really knows your piece better than you do. So you need to develop a who cares attitude, even when you do make mistakes. And you have to also remember, most people are not classically trained or jazz trained or have musical training when you're performing. So there's always going to be a little bit of grace, even if you do make a mistake, because most times it won't be noticeable unless you make it noticeable, right? So just develop a who cares attitude, and people will honestly appreciate your style of playing. Even if they do know the piece, they will appreciate how you play the piece, which is most important. Tip number three is learn difficult songs, push yourself outside your comfort zone, and really commit to learning harder songs. So this one, not much explanation needs to be said here, but you just need to push yourself outside your comfort zone and learn songs that you wouldn't typically play, or learn songs that are not a part of the style of playing that you normally play, or that people are most accustomed to you playing, right? So for me, I love to play classical, but I'm diving into more jazz this year because that for me is outside my comfort zone. Most people don't hear me play jazz, and for me, that's really pushing myself towards something else, something harder, and getting out of my comfort zone in that sense. So number four, practice, practice, practice. So with this, you guys, there's really no shortcuts. Your lack of practice will show, and the same will go for when people know that, okay, she practices, she puts in the work, and she shows up, right? When you have well thought out passages, when your music is flowing, when your runs are buttery smooth, when everything just flows, people know that you put in the work, and you don't really have to think so hard when it comes to playing, because you've already practiced, you've already done the work, you already know your pieces like the back of your hand. For you, it's really just nothing, right? So you want to get to that point of fluidity, and that only comes through practicing. So make sure you develop a good practice regimen for your studies and really stick to it. If you want to become a good player this year, you're gonna have to commit to hours of practicing. And there's really no shortcuts in that way. Like, obviously there is shortcuts, but you know, the people who put in their 10,000 hours, those are the ones that really shine through, because that's where the work lies. Is I want you to have fun developing confidence as you develop this strength as a strong player. So have fun developing confidence as a strong player. You have to laugh at yourself when you mess up. You have to watch others play. You have to watch others play the songs that you want to learn. You have to study them, and you also want to study them and how they deliver their own music. So here is the great thing about learning how to be a better player is you can watch great players that are already doing what you want to do. So some inspirations that you should check out are Alicia Keys, Oscar Peterson, Chick Corea, Chloe Flower, Lola Ostanova, the list goes on, right? Really watch the people that you're inspired by and just study them and see how they did it, right? Like, look at the greatest before you and have fun studying them and learning them, and then apply what you've learned to your own mastery of being a stronger player. And so let's go to tip number 6. Identify your weaknesses and take steps to improve. So identify your weaknesses and take steps to improve it. And you also need to identify your strengths and make that staple elements in your playing. People will be able to tell who is playing when you have a unique twist on your music. So for example, if I'm playing one of my original songs, somebody automatically would know it's going to be me, because 1, it's my original song, and 2, I have developed a style of playing that's so unique to this song that no one else can really play like me. So you just have to adopt what you already know, like take your strengths and make them your elements, your staple elements, and then also identify your weaknesses. So what are the areas within your studies that you're like, you know what, I'm not very good at this, so I'm gonna work at it, right? And really take the time to work on your weaknesses. The thing about mastering an instrument is the thing about mastering an instrument is that it's going to be a journey. You're never really gonna just arrive, but you will find things that come easier, and then you will find things that are a little bit harder, and that's okay. You're not going for perfection. Tip number 7 is hire a teacher. Hire a teacher, someone like me or someone that you know who can help you become a stronger player. You need to also invest in your education and take steps to learn formula patterns that make you an incredible player. And this really only comes with an investment through what you want to learn. So I always recommend hire a teacher or get a teacher that will help you learn the things that you want to learn and really help you achieve your goals, because just like teachers, just like mentors, they've already been there and they've done that, and they know a good formula that will help you succeed in that area of study for you. Number 8, take breaks. Take breaks. Your hands will thank you, and you have to remember that you are not a robot. A rested mind is actually a productive mind. Giving yourself and your body and your mind enough time to absorb your material so that when you come back, you're refreshed and you're ready to go. Tip number 9, set real expectations for yourself, where you're at and where you want to go moving forward, okay? So identify where you're at right now, and then look at to where you want to go, and be realistic with the journey that's going to kind of take place in between, right? Tip number number 10 is to stay positive on your journey of becoming a stronger player, because like I said, there's no arrival. It's a journey and you just have to enjoy it as you go through each stage. So for me, I have so much fun when I'm playing and I'm performing and I'm just in that space, and I stay positive on my journey because I know where I was last year is not where I am now, and where I am now is not what I'm going to be in from a year from now, if that makes sense. So it's always just about having fun and staying positive in that moment, and just knowing like, wow, I've come so far. Like, congratulate yourself and keep up those positive vibes, because just like anything, if you keep on doing it, you're going to get better. Like, there's no real regression with music. Like, if you keep playing, you will get better. So guys, I hope those helped you. I hope these practical tips help you. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in my next one. Como siempre, muchos besos y gracias. Mwah. Ciao.